Welcome to Thinking 2. Today what I want to do is to look at this Leitz Dimaron 2.8 100 millimeter projector lenses, and I want to walk you through my thinking and checking how to verify if it fits into a camera, and prepare yourself for what may be needed in terms of adjusting the lenses to the camera. What I have here is just a Micro Four Thirds camera and some tubes that I have collected over time. So the idea is that I'm going to use them to try to fit and check if the lenses actually creates an image at the Micro Four Thirds camera. So let's start. The first thing that you want to do is actually move the lenses in front of your camera. It can be just like that, and check if it's actually generating any sort of image and at what distance this image is generated. It's now recording, and there we are. So yeah, it's a lovely image, and the distance is now I'm just checking roughly. So 2 fingers, it generates an image at the tree that's outside here. The next step would be necessarily to check the image at infinity, but that's for a second interaction. So now that I know roughly the distance that it's needed, roughly 2 fingers, I'll try to check if I can manage to find an adapter that fits to this bill. What you have to take into consideration is that if you want to use this lenses for for pictures and movie, then you have to put an helicoid there. If you want to use it as taking lenses for an anamorphic setup, then you're good just by trying to reach that sweet spot for the infinite focus and use an adapter to the trick. Yeah, you will need some tape, but definitely it will work. So I'll put to record just to demonstrate what is being recorded there. So yeah, so I'll have to or 3D print something or use some tape. I'll check later. But yeah, so this is the first step. It's just roughly to understand if it will work or not, and what sort of adapter and distance are we talking about to make this work. But this lens is actually very rusty and I mean dirty, and then we need to open it and clean it up. So let's start opening it with this lens wrench, and then I'll go for some cleaning. So it's opening really easily. Some lenses are just hard to open, This one is really easy. Some you need to put some fluid, lightening fluid or something, to when some glue is used. But in the case of this one, it's not necessary. Okay. So this is the retention ring. So the first element is off. And the other elements are a bit dirty as well. I have to, yeah, there's a spacer ring inside. So it's important to observe the direction where things are getting out from the lens, because you don't want to mess around with positioning. So this is how it was sitting inside, and there's another one coming right now. Just some slightly, very gentle bumps, and the thing is coming very easily. I'll bring a so there's this element in this position, with this block in this position. So we have to really be careful. And now it's empty. Really be careful in terms of not messing with the position of anything. So the trick here is, whatever you do with them, you do not tumble them like that. So they will always stay as they were removed from the barrel of the lenses. Then we are later we are gonna reassemble them like that and put them like this, so that there's no risk, or the risk is really minimal, of messing with everything. So we are going to be using two products for this cleaning process. First is this hydrogen peroxide, which is really strong, and so always be wearing gloves. And then we are going to clean it up, everything later, with isopropyl alcohol, which is here, and we are going to save it for later. I just want to share with you the dilution that I do. It's not necessarily something that is, you don't need to be so precise. It's just, it's good that you dilute it a bit. So what I usually do is, for example, I can put 30 15, and I'll fill it up with 150. So just find a nice bowl and push the solution inside. And now what you want to do, so after purging the solution inside, what you want to do is very carefully put all the elements inside, taking extra careful not to spin them, because we don't want to mess with having to reorganize. So the idea with this bath is that it's gonna clean up all fungus. So since there are probably some fungus inside, I'm gonna put all those elements as well, just for extra careful. And if there's some fungus there, it will be clean as well. But it's not necessary. We just want to clean the classes. So let's keep this for a minute. We're gonna let it rest there for 5 to 6 minutes, and then we will remove and clean that up. Okay, so it's been resting here for some 8 minutes or so. I'll start removing them one by one, making sure they'll not, when I position them back at the resting place, I do put them in the same position, I mean same orientation as it was before. So we are done with this bath. Let's move it there. This is quite nasty, as I said. Avoid any drops on your skin or something like that. Of course, if drops, just wash with water and it's good. Now, the idea is to use the isopropyl alcohol and to clean one by one them. So the way I do it is just a tiny bit of isopropyl alcohol, and then I clean each side at a time. So now we are gonna reassemble it. And as I said, try not to move the pieces from the original position. So to do this, I'll put my finger inside and just very gently try to have all the lenses fitting inside. You definitely need to use gloves, and later you still need to clean them up a bit. Some compressed air. path element. And we have reassembled the lenses. Notice that the front element and this particular one needs a bit of work. It's gonna be something for another day. Okay, so I managed to find the correct position. There you are, very clean. Okay. Okay, so now what we are gonna do is to start setting up here for to see the position. Yeah, it's great. So I just want to take some measurements, not so precisely, just want to have some idea of how far it goes inside till I can reach some. Okay, I have a rough measurement. So the idea is it goes this far dip. I have to put some tape to make it a bit thicker. So I'll show you how I do this. So this is the barrel. This is how thick it has to be. I'll block the pin. This is how much of space that we need, see, and we checked that the tape should be around here. Start putting some tape here at this position. I think it's okay, it's good. We have very small tolerance now. The idea is that gonna fit very snugly, see? And we can tighten in here. And we have working lenses. To focus, you just lose it a bit. You push and pull. See? There we are. See how close we can get. So this is it. I think this is all for today. And I hope this has been useful to show you guys the process of cleaning up and preparing some kind of a rig that you can use to adapt a projector lenses into your camera. Bye.